from the station taking action for you. This is ABC Action News.
Right now at 5:30, one final push to win the state of Florida. Donald Trump tonight rallying at the Sarasota State Fairgrounds. This is earlier today. He said he's confident he will win Florida and take the White House. Right now, Vice President Joe Biden and his wife are at Albert Whitted Park in St. Petersburg, urging Floridians to support Hillary Clinton.
Also happening right now, Lakeland police searching for at least one more person involved in an early morning home invasion. Detectives are saying the suspects busted into a home on Cleveland Heights Boulevard, tied up a woman, and then threatened her husband at gunpoint before getting away with some money. Police arrested two teenage brothers from Kissimmee and a 19-year-old from Lakeland.
First up here tonight, the Justice Department now sending 500 staffers across the country to monitor polls, which actually is a lot less than the agency sent out in 2012.
Now, one of those monitors will be in Hillsborough County watching for civil rights violations. ABC Action News reporter Isabel Rosales joins us right now in studio. And Isabel, what else are local election officials doing to make sure that this election is fair?
Well, despite data pointing to voter fraud being incredibly rare, some election supervisors are taking some extraordinary measures to make it clear to voters your ballot is safe. Now, Florida is always a battleground state, and within Florida, Orlando is the most sought-after area. Their election office is taking strict precautions. Those counting mail-in ballots can't bring purses or even water, and they count ballots with green pens because most people just don't have a green pen at home. Now, we did check in with Hillsborough County, and while they are not taking these types of precautions, they insist no one is going to mess with you or your ballot at any point.
You come to the voting site, you're going to be in there with only voters from your precinct, number one. They're not allowed to intimidate in a polling site. If there's a problem, our poll deputies are going to call 911 and get law enforcement there.
More than 400,000 people have already voted before Election Day in Hillsborough County. That is more than 50% of the people who are eligible to vote. And those federal staffers sent in to watch the polls, well, that's pretty normal too. Craig Latimer tells me they were in Hillsborough County in 2008 and 2012. Paul?
Isabel, I'll take this one. Thank you. Well, tonight we're learning more about a Polk County dad and his two kids killed in a fiery crash this weekend on I-75 in Brandon. Troopers say Ronald Green II was speeding when he lost control. His car flipping over the median onto the road below and burst into flames. Green and his girlfriend Tiffany were thrown from the car. Tiffany is the only survivor of that crash. Friends say the couple went to a comedy show for a date night and had just picked up the kids when the crash happened. Comedian Ryan Robinson took this photo Saturday night with Ronald.
When they say live every day like it might be your last, I'll never forget this weekend ever in life.
The two kids, Ronald and Soraya, you see them there, attended Expressway Holland Elementary in Bartow. The school's principal says both were happy kids with beautiful smiles. You see them there. A crisis team on campus today to help kids get through this tragedy.
Just hard to look at those pictures of those beautiful children. All right, we're following a developing story here tonight. Within the last 2 hours, deputies identifying a man found floating in the Boca Ciega Bay. Pinellas County deputies now telling us it is 64-year-old Kenneth Curry. Curry's family reported him missing yesterday. They say he was last seen driving his electric mobility scooter near his St. Petersburg home. This morning, someone found his body near the Marine Max Boat Marina in South Pasadena. Now, right now, detectives say that the death is not suspicious. Tonight, St. Petersburg police need your help identifying this woman. They say that she robbed a Bank of America on 62nd Avenue North earlier today. This is surveillance images here, a video caught of the incident passing. They caught her passing a note to a teller. The woman claims she had a bomb. She left the bank with the cash, and she was seen getting into a cream-colored van, the van driving off, heading east. You're asked to contact St. Petersburg police with any information.
Now, the most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Good afternoon, everybody. Temperatures pretty nice out there. Tightened Doppler radar, hard-pressed to find any rain at all across the entire state. Taking a closer look at our neck of the woods, skies are partly cloudy. The dew points are a little bit lower. It feels pretty comfortable out there with temperatures right now mostly in the middle 70s under partly cloudy skies. In fact, after that front that rolled through late Friday night into early Saturday with a couple of showers, we've had a nice stretch of weather with partly cloudy skies, not tremendously sunny all the time, but a nice little breeze kicked up today as well. So high temperatures, we ended up 82 in Tampa, 80 in Brooksville, still 85 though in Sarasota, with the normal highs this time of the year in the lower 80s. Hour by hour forecast tonight, partly cloudy to clear. Waking up on your election day to temperatures in the low to mid 60s. We'll talk about that and beyond. Big weekend this coming Rib Fest in St. Pete this weekend. We'll take a look at the forecast for that and beyond coming up in a couple of minutes.
All right, Dennis, thank you. Turning our attention now back to Democracy 2016 tonight. Donald Trump's campaign now speaking out, denying that his staff stopped him from tweeting over the weekend.
The New York Times reporting yesterday that aides shut down his Twitter account after some erratic tweets from the presidential nominee. President Obama jumped on the report at a voter rally in Florida yesterday, saying if Trump can't handle a Twitter account, he can't handle running a country.
In the last 2 days, they had so little confidence in his self-control, they said, we're just going to take away your Twitter. Now, if somebody can't handle a Twitter account, they can't handle the nuclear codes.
When asked this morning about the Times report, his campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, said, quote, "No, it's not true."
On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton is on a multi-stop swing of the battleground states the day before the election. She said that she will not stop working until the last vote is counted. While rallying in New York this morning, Clinton said that she wants to appeal to every voter.
I think I have some work to do to bring the country together. As I've been saying in these speeches in the last few days, I really do want to be the president for everybody, people who vote for me, people who vote against me.
Clinton also said that she vows to get a lot done if she defeats Donald Trump. She will be joined later tonight by her husband, her daughter Chelsea, President Obama, and First Lady Michelle Obama for a big final rally in Philadelphia. And a few reminders as you do prepare to head to the polls. The top 3 things that you need to know to have a smooth voting experience. First, know your polling location. Second, bring a valid ID. The poll workers will be checking to make sure that everything matches up before issuing you a ballot. And lastly, know the vote by mail deadline. Vote by mail ballots must be in the Supervisor of Elections office no later than 7 p.m. November 8th.
Turning now to Election Day traffic alerts. Pasco County deputies will be increasing the number of patrols around the county tomorrow for Election Day. There's expected to be a record turnout of voters, and multiple road projects will be happening across the Bay Area at the same time. Janelle Martinez breaks them all down for you to make sure that you get there. You can avoid those roads that will stop you from getting to the polls.
Hi everyone, we're starting off on the Howard Franklin. Expect some overnight construction in both directions all this week, although they are going to keep at least one lane open at all times. We also have some construction happening, or some tree trimming, I should say, all along Bayshore Boulevard. This is going to be during the day, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., at least one lane closed in each direction, and they're going to be working on different parts of the Bayshore, and this is going to last for the next 3 months. All right, let's talk about the Veterans Expressway. This week, we have the northbound on-ramp closed from Gun Highway overnight Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Thursday, Ehrlich Road is going to be closed right underneath the Veterans. Again, that's in the overnight hours. And in Pasco County, State Road 52 closed right under I-75 all this week, 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. For more on these and other projects, make sure you're following me on Twitter at Tampa Bay Traffic.
Some have questioned how the FBI went through tens, if not hundreds of thousands of Hillary Clinton's emails in just a week. Well, coming up at 5:45, we're going to show you how they did it.
Then the discovery of a woman chained up on a farm in South Carolina. It leads to much more. The chilling confession that turned the case into a serial murder investigation.
A violent sexual predator strikes again, the way this man was able to trick 2 teenage girls.
Water park in your backyard? Over-the-top pools, water slides, even rain walls. But are they safe? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7 on your ABC Action News Station.
Connecting you to the stories everyone is talking about, like ABC Action News on Facebook.
message.
Decades of lies, cover-ups, and scandal have finally caught up with Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is under FBI investigation again after her emails were found on pervert Anthony Weiner's laptop. Think about that. America's most sensitive secrets, unlawfully sent, received, and exposed by Hillary Clinton, her staff, and Anthony Weiner. Hillary cannot lead a nation while crippled by a criminal investigation. Hillary Clinton, unfit to serve.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I alone can fix it. Bomb the out of him.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
I like people that weren't captured, okay? He's a Mexican. He ate like a pig. I moved in her like a...
I did not say that.
I love war.
Yes, including with nukes. Coming out of her. They're rapists. Wrong.
There has to be some form of punishment.
Such a nasty one.
I want to be unpredictable. Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and
She's a slob.
I don't remember. And you can tell them to go themselves.
Priorities USA Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Under State Attorney Mark Ober's watch, rape and sexual assault are on the rise. Ober's not just ineffective. He declined to prosecute a man who forced a girl into sexual slavery, even blamed the victim.
She was with him voluntarily.
Our community deserves new leadership. Andrew Warren, an experienced prosecutor, will reallocate resources to target violent crime, including gun violence, rape, and domestic abuse. Andrew Warren for State Attorney. It's time for new leadership.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
In times of crisis, America depends on steady leadership,
Knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously.
clear thinking,
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
and calm judgment.
And you can tell them to go themselves.
Because all it takes is one wrong move.
I would bomb the out of them.
Just one.
Donald Trump continues to question how the FBI was able to review the latest batch of Hillary Clinton emails so quickly. But industry experts say the technology is actually commonplace.
Yeah, tonight, reporter Adam Weiner taking action for you, showing us how the FBI was able to review tens of thousands of emails in just a matter of days.
Right now, she is being protected by a rigged system.
This weekend, Donald Trump back to claiming the election is rigged.
You can't review 650,000 new emails in 8 days. You can't do it, folks.
Well, that claim that so many emails can't possibly be reviewed so quickly just isn't true, according to people who often review that many emails.
You can take huge data sets, sometimes into hundreds of thousands of documents, and get through that really in a matter of hours.
Morgan & Morgan attorney John Yanchunas says his office uses this technology all the time. So he wasn't surprised the FBI got through the new batch of emails so quickly. In fact, he was surprised it took a whole week.
I'm sure that what they did within that week is to go back and check and double check and triple check, quadruple check, but really, a week is a long time for this amount of information.
And here's how this software called Predictive Coding works. It'll scan through and give every single email its own special code called a hash value. And that way, every time the software comes across that hash value again, the computer will know that that email is just a duplicate.
These last series of documents, the FBI had already done that. So it was very easy to run through probably 30, 40,000, 50,000 within a couple of hours.
Yanchunas has some insight into FBI investigations. He works with the FBI and former FBI agents all the time. His legal specialty is whistleblower cases and government fraud.
Using the same type of approach that the FBI used in looking at these emails.
A registered Republican, Yanchunas suspects Trump is either unaware this technology exists or is not letting on that he does know. In Tampa, Adam Weiner, ABC Action News.
Adam, thank you. And an update to a story we first told you about last week. Voters living in Philadelphia should have no problem finding a way to get to the polls to vote tomorrow. The city's 6-day transit strike has officially come to an end. A tentative deal was announced this morning by the Transportation Authority and the union representing nearly 5,000 workers. That agreement includes higher wages and better pensions for workers. Tonight, we're just learning a plane was forced to make an emergency landing in Jacksonville. Officials are telling us one of the passengers was making deadly threats and exposing himself while on that plane. It happened last week during a flight to Germany from Cancun. Officials say a man slapped a crew member. Police arrested that passenger.
Right now, South Carolina investigators tonight are looking for answers on the property of an accused serial killer. Crews have now been searching Todd Colehep's property for days, looking for more victims. Investigators have already found 2 bodies. One body they're still trying to identify. The other is Charles David Carver. He disappeared with his girlfriend more than 2 months ago. She was found alive on the property, though, last week, chained up in a storage container.
Absolutely shocked to hear of such a tragedy with so many people involved and the poor girl that was chained up. It made us cry.
Just horrified that anything this close to home, such a wonderful, pleasant place to live, could happen.
The sheriff says Colehep has been cooperative during the investigation, showing them the grave sites and confessing to several murders.
A Florida man accused of running a yacht ashore in Palm Beach back in September is out of jail tonight. A judge deciding this morning that Thomas Baker could be put on supervised release. Now, according to authorities, Baker told them he had been drinking Long Island iced teas before running the 72-foot yacht aground. He will now undergo random drug and alcohol testing. Baker is also now fighting the town of Palm Beach on whose responsibility it was to tow the boat. He claims that since he was arrested, the boat was in their custody. That case is now in federal court.
Now to a bizarre crime out of St. Pete tonight. A man behind bars for allegedly breaking into an apartment, stealing cash, and cooking and eating an entire pizza while committing the crime. Yep, police say this man, 31-year-old Anton David, broke into the apartment on 5th Avenue. Once inside, stole $35 according to detectives and used the victim's microwave to cool himself a pizza. It was his fingerprints on the pizza box, though, that identified him. He's now inside the Pinellas County Jail. $10,000 bond.
Now, the most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Hey, Clark Griswold.
Yeah.
You put up your lights this weekend?
Half of them. Got the back half done. I'm going to wait in the front half until maybe a couple of weeks. You know,
it was nice out there, though, so I mean, I can't fault you for putting them out.
Well, I could. I went around and looked. Nobody else had them up.
You're the
but I
first
didn't
one on the
light them.
block.
I did not light them.
No?
I just put them up. I got a lot going on the next couple of weeks. Doing some fundraisers. I'm working on the weekend here,
This
so
is
I
gonna
had
be
to
a
get it
glorious
done.
sight when it's finished.
It is, if it ever gets finished. And I stayed on the